Hello everyone and welcome to the Bandit's homestead. Well, I finally bought land that has arable land on it out in the middle of pretty much nowhere, and only a few people live around me. There's more cows in my neighborhood than humans, if you can even call it a neighborhood. But I have started learning how to preserve food. Right here, this is a couple onions that they were on their way out. So this is some carrots that were on their way out, and I bought this head of cabbage because I plan on growing cabbage. So I wanted to learn how to preserve cabbage in the form of sauerkraut, which can store. I mean, it takes a week or two to make it, and then it can store refrigerated anyway for months afterward. So as long as I have electricity, which I am on the power grid, but I might solve that problem at some point. But at the very least, I think it could last maybe a month unrefrigerated or something. But I also have a pressure canner, and then I fucked up this pressure canner by overcooking stuff in it, and it bulged the bottom, so I banged it back out with a sledgehammer, and I engraved it with stock so that I don't mix them up and put the pressure canning lid on top and try to pressure can stuff with it and have it explode. But those two things I've been using to make some stuff. Over here, like right there, I have vegetable stock that I made myself, and here I have some strawberry jam. It's just strawberries that I reduced on the stove top. I also have a dehydrator, and I started dehydrating food. That's another onion that was gonna go bad. I always go shopping and get too much of something because things are different sizes or whatever. But yeah, I didn't end up eating these raspberries, so I grind these up and throw them in my baked goods sometimes. There's a tomato that was gonna go bad, bananas that were gonna go bad, spinach. That's a whole bag of spinach almost. I just used a little bit of a bag of spinach right here. I just used a little bag of spinach to make some stuff out of, and so I threw it in my dehydrator over the course of a couple days, and that is almost a full bag of spinach. And then I have half of a thing of celery here. This stuff gets so small, then it's so easy to store, and this shit, once it's fully dried, can store almost indefinitely. So I throw this stuff in my soups and stuff. Those banana chips I just eat as a snack. They're really tasty. I do the same thing with apples. I just don't have any right now. Well, yeah, I've made my own apple butter. I can pressure can that stuff. I just didn't because I plan on eating it before it'll even go bad. So I plan on having apple trees. I'm gonna have an orchard on this property, which I'll show you in a minute. So I figured I should learn how to make some stuff out of some of the stuff I'm gonna grow. But this is cranberry sauce here, and it goes really good on sandwiches. I bought a bunch of cranberries. I have this bag left and a few bags left in my chest freezer that I have in another room that I got for half off because it was nearing the end of the season. So I've just been making cranberry sauce from home and making peanut butter jelly sandwiches out of that for lunch. It's super cheap. My lunches, because I'm starting to make most things for my lunch, even the components of it, my lunch is coming out to like less than $2 a day, which is nice. So right here, I have some red onions that were on the property already.
But I don't know if you can see that in the camera. There's some colored greens that I sprouted and transplanted here. I have a row of them right there that I've been working on growing. And then I've got fucking sweet peas growing to get up on this trellis. My neighbors are driving by. But yeah, I'm growing sweet peas on that trellis and this trellis here. And it's winter, so supposedly you can grow all this stuff in winter. This whole area I'm walking in, the dogs can freely roam around in. I fenced it in, and there's a... I'm gonna walk over here. This area the dogs have access to as well. And the fence goes a little back into the forest a little bit, so they can run around in the forest. Klaus was, this morning it was pouring rain, and Klaus was up underneath some of those trees, laying in waiting like a sniper. I kept calling for him and he wouldn't come, and I couldn't see him because he was camouflaged. Then I closed the door and I seen him get up from his position, and yeah, I wouldn't have seen him if he never moved. He blends in so well. But here I have some garden rows that I've been working on. This is about 450 square feet of gardening space that I've set up since I moved in about a month ago. The parts covered in leaves is my growing area. These are paths made out of wood chips that I made from an invasive bush that the original owners of this place planted here. I'm trying to eliminate it because it's invasive and it chokes out other flora that's native to here, and it's starting to spread into my forest. So I'm going to try to eliminate it over time and turn it into gardening supplies. It's going to be my pathing, and that stuff it'll eventually decompose, and then I can rake it onto my growing area to keep it fertile. So it'll help me out anyway. I guess it's all right that I have plants that I want to eliminate on the property, so I can make some parts of the land more fertile that I want to grow food on. But yeah, these ones covered in leaves, I need to cover this with leaves still to protect it and help keep the nitrogen in. But I already have some volunteer plants growing in here, and I might let them get a little bigger before I decide whether to rip them out or not, if they're edible or not. Like over here, I already have some dandelions popping up. I mean, stuff grows year round, so stuff is growing in winter. So these dandelions I can make, like, I'm gonna let these go. I'm gonna let them just grow here, because whatever, I don't care. It's edible. So I can throw this in my stew, throw the leaves in my stew to add some iron and calcium to my diet. Then I can dig them up and use the roots to make an herbal coffee, a caffeine-free coffee. And oh, there's another dandelion popping up right there. But then over here, this is still a work in progress. This is my composting station. So that I found on the property, that I made when I was living at a rental house so that I could compost all of my stuff. I already took all the compost I've made for the last year and I mixed it into my growing area over there. But this is leaf mold. I had it to where it was right about here, right below the top of this, and now it's settled down so much. I've been adding my urine to it to boost its decomposition, because urine has nitrogen in it, which helps. It helps the bacteria and mold that get in there to flourish. So that is going to rot down in the next year or so, and I can add that to my growing area as well. All of that is just from one of my oak trees. That's just leaves from one oak tree, and I have a bunch of trees, so I have like so many leaves that I can make that with. But that is going to be a multi-stage composting station. I'm going to extend it to about here with 2 double pallets along the back, so it's going to be a 4-section multi-stage composting system. I just need to get off my ass and put it together. I've been procrastinating on that, but I've been getting a lot of other stuff done anyway. But there are some edibles already growing here. Up in this area and under here, there's yarrow, which I can make tea out of, and I can use as an herb to put in stuff. But this is American Beauty berries. These are no good anymore. They were already starting to rot by the time I got to the property, but they are edible, and you can make jam out of them. These are growing all over the property. And here's another edible that's growing on the property. I just come out here and cut some of this stuff. This is let's see if I can bite some off. See, it's, I don't know if you could tell, but it's kind of hollow inside. It smells like onions. These are wild onions. So I have wild onions growing all the fuck over this property, man. So I come out here every time I'm cooking stew or spaghetti or something and chop these up into whatever I'm cooking. So I don't even have to, you know, this place is a fucking miracle, man. I don't even have to water any of this stuff, and it just fucking grows, man. Like all these, this is part of my forest. All this stuff. Yeah, this is one side of my forest here. I could show you the majority of my forest. This is a small sliver of it. But yeah, it's crazy. All this stuff just grows on its own, and nobody waters it. Which is pretty cool. I have stuff like this growing here, which this is a wild blackberry plant. See the spines? Oh shit, it grabbed onto me. Here's the leaves. I think that's a wild blackberry. Those are growing all through my forest over in the back. Hey boy. Very good guy. Definitely gonna grow radish. Definitely gonna grow potatoes, because those are high calorie plants. Definitely gonna grow beans because I need my protein. I'm definitely gonna grow a lot of the herbs. A lot of the herbs that I ordered. And I have a bunch more herbs, like medicinal herbs, including the toothache plant, which you can use as a local anesthetic. It also has antimicrobial properties that you can use for injuries. You can grind it into a poultice in a mortar and pestle and use it to help you heal and not feel so much pain. And I also have I forget what they're all called, like skullcap and a few other varieties of medicinal herbs that grow specifically in this area. I haven't received them in the mail yet, but they're really good for treating colds and viruses and stuff. So I look forward to growing fresh. Oh yeah, marshmallow root is another one. I look forward to growing fresh marshmallow root, skull cap, toothache plant. I just woke up recently, so I'm kind of in slow mode right now. So anyways, this is my fucking altar. These are the gods of fertility, and I have it kind of set up utilitarian, like these are more collard greens that I'm gonna stagger with the ones I planted outside. And then here, you can barely see little tiny carrot sprouts popping up. These took, supposedly carrots take 1 to 3 weeks to sprout. I don't know what this is. This thing, I don't know if that's a carrot or not. But these are the little tiny carrots down here. Little tiny green things popping up now. And there, you can definitely tell that's definitely a carrot seed that one's popping out of. So, what was I saying about that? Oh yeah, carrots supposedly take 1 to 3 weeks to sprout. These guys are popping up after only 4 days. Yeah, all these I sowed 4 days ago. All these seeds. So my cabbages, collard greens, already popping up like that after 4 days. Then my carrots are popping up after 4 days. When you Google it, go ahead and Google it. It says carrots take 1 to 3 weeks to germinate. So really, these shouldn't even be popping up yet, which is sick. It's pretty cool. Then over here, this little experiment is ginger. I over-ordered ginger. They gave me a bunch of pieces of ginger. I only asked for one little piece. This was the last time I was online shopping. I asked for one little piece. They gave me all kinds of fucking ginger, dude. So one big piece just sat there and it started sprouting crazy. Like that other one in the kitchen has little tiny sprouts coming out of it. This one was ready. This one was ready to start growing. So I popped it in here. You see, that's some other plant. I don't know what that is. But see right there, there's one of the sprouts of the ginger coming up. And ginger you just plant along the surface like this. And I gave it a little extra cover because I'm worried about it. Gave it a little nice comforter for its bed so it can be happy under there, covered under straw that I cut, or hay, whatever. I guess it'd be hay technically. Yeah, I cut all this down. There was a bunch of it growing on the property. Just like that stuff you saw on top of the leaf bin. But yeah, that's where I'm at, bro. That's where I'm at right now. At the homestead. Just taking it easy on Christmas Eve. It's crazy. It's a rainy Christmas, man. Like, never seen it this warm and rainy during Christmas. People told me the winters are exceptionally harsh here when I first moved here. And I haven't seen that yet. I still have yet to live through January here. I've seen historically this area can get well below zero about once every 5 years, which is, it's like this freak storm that comes through every 5 years. Well, one recently came through, so I should be good for 2 or 3 years, I think. You're good puppies, huh? Yes, you are. You guys are wonderful. And I love you.